I'm down at the Mitcham Campus today with Sarah and Mike, and we're going to talk today about probably my happy place on a personal level, and that's anywhere where there's kids and there's teaching and learning happening, and the interface between teachers and thinking and best practice and the impact that we have on kids. And so we've been doing a whole lot of thinking here and a whole lot of work with external people, but starting to have an impact on the sorts of things that we're doing in our classrooms. So we've been part of a University of Melbourne study over recent years.
That's right. So for the last few years, we've been involved in the University of Melbourne New Metrics project. So this project's been looking at how we can assess and report on capabilities. Sometimes we call them soft skills, but they're actually really important. So communication, quality thinking, agency and ability to innovate are all actually really important skills.
So we're used to, I suppose, thinking about learning in classrooms and asking how good are our kids at English and how good are they at maths or how good are they at geography. How is this going to change the conversation that we're having as teachers about the learning that kids are doing?
So I guess teachers are having conversations about their pedagogy, so the way that they're teaching, the strategies that they're using to evoke thinking, the strategies that they're using so that students have agency and ownership over their work.
There's lots of different ways to think about teaching strategies, and one of the other ways to think about them is the Harvard Project Zero work that we've also been looking at here. Mike, you've been doing some work in that space recently.
Yeah. Recently I went to the professional development. They were looking at the culture of the classroom. So how teachers set up a classroom that's going to foster deep thinking, and they looked at the different factors involved in that. So what elements play a part to promote that culture. One of the really interesting ones I looked at was just the language that teachers can use every day in the classroom, and just slightly tweaking a question so it's a bit more open, and rather than asking a question which might be with an absolute answer, such as what is, we can just change it by asking what might be, and that sort of allows the students to open their thinking to other possibilities rather than looking for the right answer that the teacher might be looking for.
When often we think about how we're trying to work out what kids are learning in class, like we would look at a test or we'd look at an assignment or something that they write or something that they've done. But I suppose what I'm hearing is that this style of approach is asking kids to make their own thinking visible, and so that we as teachers can understand what's going on in how they're processing things.
That's it, and it involves a lot of conversations, and we're not, if you're to look at their books, they might not have pages full of work in their books, but we're having richer, deeper conversations. Students are thinking individually, but then they're sharing their ideas. There's a lot of collaboration between the students, and then they reflect on it. And one of the interesting points to come out from the professional development was the two key skills for success were curiosity and metacognition. So actually having the students to reflect on their own thinking and sharing their thoughts with the others is a great tool for success.
When we think about all of this style of work, and particularly the new metrics work, it is probably going to change in lots of ways the things that we're telling parents and we're telling families about the learning journeys that their children are going to be on. From the work that you've been doing with the University of Melbourne, what are the key areas that we've been focusing on here?
So we're focusing on agency and learning, quality thinking, and ethical understandings. Yeah, so three very important areas that we've kind of honed in and we're looking at.
Yeah. And are we thinking about those as individual or discrete things, or are we weaving those things into the curriculum that kids are learning every day?
Those things are woven into the curriculum, so across all curriculum areas, including specialist lessons.
Just incidental teaching opportunities that come up throughout the day that the teachers can recognise as an opportunity to embed some of that deeper thinking.
We often sort of think about schools and we think about teaching and learning very much as the what it is that we teach, but realistically, for the success of the kids who are always in our care, it's the how, and that's what makes the difference. And so it'll be interesting to track the impact of this style of research here at the junior campus, but also over at Torrens Park as it starts to flow through in the years to come.